contact those who bring you joy, the ones you see and watch. Social media, it's just where we are today. I see people enjoying their lives. Those are the people I want to be around. And I see those people are struggling. Those are the people I want to be around.
Welcome to MLM Nation, a podcast of leaders, by leaders, for leaders, hosted by Simon Chan. He's built a team of over 200,000 and is now a full-time MLM coach and trainer. So if you're ready to level up your business, join us now. Let's do this.
MLM Nation, this is Simon Chan. I'm fired up to bring our special guest today. We have Kristy Brandon. Hey, Kristy, are you ready to make it happen?
I was born ready. I'm just going to say it right now. Completely born ready for whatever is thrown at me. So let's go.
Kristy Brandon got started in network marketing at 17 years old and has been it ever since. She's a six-figure earner and has led teams of thousands of people and has earned millions in lifetime commissions. Right now, Kristy is super excited as she prepares to help her company launch in North America. So I know it's a really busy time for you, Kristy. Thank you for being on here. But take us to the back. Take us to back in the day. I was going to say your age, but it seems like I don't want to say decades of experience, but I don't want to make you sound so old. But you're 17 years old. How did you get started at 17 years old?
I actually attended my first network marketing event. What was that? It was a cosmetic company. My sister drugged me along because her friend was just starting a business, and I thought, okay, I'll go. I was in sports. I didn't wear a lot of makeup, but I was like, okay. And I fell in love. I watched Lisa do her thing. And I remember telling my sister, like, she's in control of her time and like her goals, because that's what she talked about. And, I played college ball and I learned how to be a part of a team, and it just, everything clicked. And I joined actually under someone else's name because I was only 17. However, when I turned 18, I was off and running. So that's how I started. And I grew up with my mom. She was a salon owner, and I just watched her work so hard, and she never missed anything I did. And that's what I wanted to be.
How much older is your sister?
How much older is my sister? Well, I call myself an oops baby. So she was 5 years older than me.
5 years older.
Yeah.
And what college sports did you play? That was pretty impressive.
I played softball and basketball. I played basketball just to keep in shape for my softball scholarship. So that's what I did.
That's awesome. And where did you play softball at?
I actually played at our junior college, and I loved, okay, I'm just going to be raw and real because that's how I roll. I didn't really enjoy school. I did it so I could play sports because I loved that team aspect. I loved the social and winning. I was kind of competitive. But I loved everything about it. So when I decided that I was kind of done, I was like, I am going to learn life. I am going to, because when I played, I was still doing that cosmetic company while I was doing it. And it was going very well. And I was working retail. I was putting myself through school. I moved out. I grew up fast at a young age. And, it's that drive, and I'm the only one who had control to do it. So I just did it.
Most people struggle when they first start, and definitely when they're young, like 17 to 18 years old. What made you good at it? You say it was going very well. What do you think made you good at it?
Blind faith. and knowing what my goal was, whether it was to pay rent, whether it was to, have nice things. Because when you're young, you think about those silly things like that. But knowing that looking at my peers, thinking I'm in a different place than them, just that forward thinking. And I just knew what I wanted. And not a lot of people don't know what they want. I mean, when my daughter went and played volleyball in college at 18, she has no idea what she wanted. However, her passion was volleyball. So that's what we encouraged. That's what we nurtured. And now she just joined my team for this new business because she gets it. And it's finally she gets it. Because some kids, because I worked for a company where, I partied for a living. And that was in her preschool Mother's Day thing. What does your mom do for a living? She parties. Okay, right? I'm like, can you add plastic to that and just be done with it? So it was she grew up with it. And this is the first time, and she's going to be 25 this year, that she is like, I get it. I get it. So
what are some common mistakes you see new distributors make?
I really, truly believe in leadership in every company. When I was thinking about, some of the things that I have experienced in the past, we get in our own ways. You know what I mean? And I look for good leaders, and I work every day and pray every day that I'm a good leader. And I think sometimes that scares people. And what's the word? Someone who's not authentic. But if you're gonna run with it, I trust my gut. I would say my gut is God. This is how I roll. And trusting your gut on, is it for you? Does it align with where you want to go? Does it fit with your goals? And are you willing just to jump in and try it? Why not?
So how long have you been in network marketing now? Now you're going to date yourself.
That's all right. Listen, I just had a birthday. I'm 52 years old. I've been in network marketing for over 33 or 30 years. We'll just say over 30 years. And I did take a small break. However, I got back into it. I always believe that, we have seasons, and for me, I had seasons with companies, and then it allowed me to stay home and with my kids. However, you go through those hiccups, and I just learned that anytime I've ever stepped back, my heart just kept, okay. And every time I'd step back, again, I pray about it, and he always provides. He's like, okay, because that's just how I roll. And every time a mountain's been moved and something's been put in my path, and I just trust it.
What would you say, 30-something years, your worst moment in the profession? To the point you hated it, but you didn't quit. And that's why you are the leader you are today.
Ego. That's
your worst moment. So
my worst moment, dealing with ego, not mine. Because listen, we all have a part of it in ourselves, but it's how we handle it. It's how we put it in check. And I'm raw and real, and there's no time for ego. There's no time for envy. And without going into specifics, that was my worst experience, because it was that the only one I've always said, the only one in control of me is me. And if I continue to be a servant leader, enough said. But I think ego has been the downfall of a lot of leaders, of a lot of companies, of a lot of just fear of failure, just all the things.
So when you in the situation, you're dealing with this bad ego from other people, right? How do you handle it?
I try to handle everything with kindness. You'll hear me say, I kill them with kindness, because we need to be kind no matter what. And I always think, the first thing I always think, I don't know what they're going through. I don't know what their internal struggle is that are making them act like this, right? And so I'll have a discussion. And one of the questions I always ask, and I head on, I don't let things linger. And one of the first questions I ask to anybody, even if it's a good conversation, is, are you open to hearing what I have to say? I ask for their permission. And when they say yes, all gloves are off and we're talking, we're having a conversation. And sometimes it gets hard because, you become friends, right, with a lot of these people. And then when you see what's happening, and here's the deal, I'm not perfect. I've been put in check before, and I am better for it. However, some people don't handle it that way. So I handle it head on, and I just, and the outcome is what it's going to be. I am working on progress, not the outcome.
What would you say was one of your worst mistakes you've made, and then the lesson that you got out of it?
I don't know if it's a mistake, because I believe that everything in my path has come for something. Maybe believing in someone too much, or wanting it more for someone. And that happens with everybody. You want it so much and they just don't want it for themselves. But my worst mistake is again, it's not a mistake. I'm a very loyal individual. So, hanging on too long with either a company or an individual. That's probably my worst mistake. And I've learned, again, every lesson is a lesson, good, bad, and ugly. Doesn't matter.
So how many companies have you been with?
This is my 6th company. And I put the 6th together because I was with a company that merged with another. So I'm counting that as one. But I was in cosmetic, bowls, health and wellness. And now I'm in my season of travel.
Why do you keep going back to the profession? If these companies come and go and you go, what makes you still like love this profession?
I I think with everything going on, especially now, it's my heart. Like I love working with people. I love seeing people succeed, and I want to just pour myself into whatever I'm doing. And even when it's not, with my company, it's with my friends or, my relationship with my husband, my kids. That's how God made me. It's how I'm made. And this has been in my heart since I was, again, 17. And with everything going on in the industry right now, I feel like my heart is just being pulled more and more because people are looking for, a new home, somewhere they feel, because some they feel defeated. And I've watched a lot of my friends lose everything, and it breaks my heart. And when I say everything, I mean everything they've worked so hard for and helped so many people. So it's what I'm made for.
Yeah, because that's a good question. You say your friends have lost everything. Well, I guess they didn't lose their knowledge and the leadership, right?
No.
You still love this profession. Yeah, I think it's what it makes you. And I think you mentioned it way back, like you love the softball, you love the team, and that's something that is a huge part of our profession that you can't get anywhere else, really.
And seeing that, and just going back to, referencing my son and my daughter, because they both understand. Did they make fun of me growing up? Yes. Did I make them stamp catalogs? Yes. However, just like I sat back and watched my mom work so hard to provide and never missing something for us. And that's hard right now, right? But I know a lot of my friends who are in this industry, they have that same goal, that those leaders, those stay-at-home moms, and now we're in the world of social media and influencers. And I'm seeing these young entrepreneurs just doing things that you would never imagine back in the day. And I can't believe I just said back in the day. However, I still feel strongly a part of that, and just helping those people understand that, hey, if it's still in your heart, because when I say lose everything, I mean their income, their belief in their worth, because I'm huge on knowing your worth. You're worthy of having everything you've ever wanted. You just have to want it. And sometimes we get beat down and, surprised, and, it's hard to pick yourself up. But when you have individuals and you surround yourself with individuals who are going to pick you up, who are going to cheer you on, no matter if you're ready or not, that's what it's about. And that's what I love about this industry. I've seen highs, lows. I've been a part of the highs and lows. And it's just, there's nothing that's ever told me, don't do it again.
What was was there a specific point where like you were doing well and then you kind of like an aha moment and then you really got it and then things really start taking off for you?
All my aha moments the biggest ones always come after prayer. And it's our job to run. And I always say, my biggest aha moment, here's what I'm going to say. I always feel like every season there's a new aha moment. How is this opportunity going to serve where I am in my life? And I feel like I just received the biggest aha moment for my season. So it's one of those things where, what season are you in your life? That's when you see your aha moments. That's when things are going to resonate. That's when you think, well, that fit. And I'm in my season of travel. My husband's retired. My kid, we're empty nesters. And we've worked so hard to get where we are. So my aha moments have fueled me every time, because I feel like those are just, hey, listen, this is where you need to go. And it's never let me down. Any aha moment has never let me down. Just seeing the successes of people on my team, maybe that's my aha moment of, you're doing it right.
That's one of the best and most unique answer to that question out of the 800 episodes. And I think that's good, the season in life. Because when you said that, I was thinking about my season in life and my aha moments. I just had one the last 2 weeks. I felt like God was speaking to me. But I wouldn't have gotten it if I didn't recognize, acknowledge the season of life that I'm in. You know, one of the things you're good at is connection. So I want to have you talk about it, but I'm going to just give the little background to our listeners and viewers here. So like when Kristy reached out to me, instead of like what a lot of people reach out to me is they pitch me, oh, I've got a great business. I got a great thing. We're leading this thing. It's really, really exciting. Right. And I get that message like dozens of times. I just got one the other day. I'm a leader of this company and we're expanding. You got to check it out. And I'm just like, whatever. But I remember you said, hey, you the connection with finding something that I was interested in, it was baseball. And you say, I see your kids do a lot of travel baseball, club baseball, and you travel a lot for baseball. Right. And instantly that's that connection, something simple. And even like before we got on here, you acknowledge, hey, Yankee fan, right? In New York. Even though I live in LA, I'm a Yankee fan. So talk a little bit about that because most people don't do that. It's just so simple. Like acknowledge something that I'm interested in and then connect it to what you're interested in. Right? Talk a little bit about connection.
Well, listen, I've been following you for a long time and we've talked before and I truly believe in being authentic, unapologetically authentic. And, this has been the easiest thing I've ever been able to begin a conversation. Because listen, they're all about conversations and relationships. And I've been following the success of your sons. And when you say, oh, we mostly play in Southern California, I'm like, ooh, I love Southern California. Then you started making me think, ooh, I need to plan a trip to Southern California. Maybe that's my ADHD happening, but it didn't matter. I was like, oh, but it is that connection. And I think that I have a natural gift of like seeing different things. So like when I worked in retail and, I'm trying to help someone pick an outfit. And back in my day, we made commissions off that, right? The most you sell. It's not oh my gosh, this would be good. It was, ooh, I love those shoes. Or if someone walked out and the outfit they picked, maybe not the best. It's when you say, ooh, that's awesome. But I think I have something else that would just, make you shine. It's authentic. Yeah. And I saw the value. So you popped up in my feed and I was like, oh, he traveled, his kids play baseball. Now you play mostly in Southern California, but like, I wish I'd have known about, I wish this company was in the US when my daughter was traveling everywhere for volleyball, cause it just, it would have made a difference. And so now that's another fuel for my fire. But it's authentic conversations and relationships. And you always need to do that. I get those messages like you do every day. And now it's like, oh, I see you're starting something new. Are you open to, another stream of, and I always say I'm an equal opportunity listener. I will listen. However, I trust my gut. And now I am more focused than ever. And I have other streams of income. However, I am more focused than ever because I see the value in what's happening and I see the value in the fun and the discount. And, my friends know me as I will find the best discount. We will go. I got it. And now I can help more people do that. So
I wanted to talk a little bit about connection and what Kristy did. Can I do that? Like what you shared, right?
Absolutely.
Like for most people, they just send out these messages, right? You have to know like human psychology. What do people like to talk about? They like to talk about themselves, and then they love to talk about the kids or their pets in that order, basically, right? So like when Kristy acknowledged, like, hey, I know your sons play baseball. I'm like, oh, wow. I mean, I know like what she's doing, even though it's authentic. I'm like, oh, wow, that's so cool. Wow, she knows about my boys. Of course, I'm proud of my boys. They're good, right? And that's immediate like brownie points. All right, Kristy's cool. She knows about my kids. They're studs in baseball. And then she ties to the connection where she talks about your daughter travel for volleyball. Again, connection, club sports. Like if you listening, you have a kid that plays travel ball or club ball, you know what I'm talking about. There's instant connection when you're traveling. So there's an immediate connection with Kristy and I. And then like the other thing is, I love when you said Southern California. You said Southern California is cool, right? So if you want to like, this is some of the things I've learned from my mentors. Like if you say something is cool, immediately, if I think Southern California is cool, I'll be like, wow, Kristy's the coolest person. Wow. Because not everyone says Southern California is cool, right? A lot of people in Southern California are like, oh, no, like it's terrible. It's not that good because the traffic is terrible, high taxes, houses are. And all of a sudden, what do I become? I become a great prospect. But then Chris, hey, have you ever thought about being able to work and live anywhere else you want? So great connector, Kristy Brandon. What's your daily routine like now that you're, what's your daily routine? What do you do? Because I know you're busy, you're productive.
Yes, I have my to-do list that I make before I go to bed. But I'm always constantly adding to my living list. I don't make a list of prospects. I make a list of people I want to work with, people I watch. Yes, social media has helped with that a lot. Like it's changed the game in everything. And, I've worked with some amazing leaders and I think of them and I think of what season they are having in their life, because most of them I've either grown up in the industry with them or they're new to me, but I'm watching them. I mean, without saying anything, I went and connected with one of a former leader. We were sideline leaders in a company. I knew she wasn't with the company anymore, but I follow her and I'm like, I follow your bad because she is just an amazing human and inspiring, not just business, but in life, and that's, I go with what moves me and having that, I'll still say it, authentic. Because when I reached out to you, that was authentic. I'm like, oh, his boys play baseball. I know one of them is just a beast and the other one's just coming up. And I just, I resonated with that and that tugged me. And I go with instinct and I go with don't wait, right? Because if you wait, someone else is going to send that message, right?
Yeah.
So what I can say, when you're starting a business or you're trying to get prospects and you have to look at it as different than getting prospects. You are, like I always say, don't concentrate on the outcome. Follow the process. If you follow the process, and what I do is I have that process. I have my schedule in front of me. Yes, I use a paper calendar still. I also have my phone, but I have it in front of me and I print it out and I'm like, okay, I have this Zoom, and, being mindful of time, being mindful, just of what my goal is. And I have my why, I've posted, someone says, make a difference today. God is good all the time. Good, and just, if not when, and I just, things that remind me. And, I listen to a really good playlist in the morning to get myself going. And I have found it's been a long time since I've got up in the morning, I do my devotional, I stretch a little bit, and then I get ready. Before I would, get up, have my coffee, do devotional, my hair's in a bun. I mean, I go raw and real on my social media all the time. I think on my birthday, I had eye patches or, the under eye things under my eyes going live, but that's me. And that's
right.
So I try to be me every day, but keep in control. And when my phone is off, my phone is off. My team knows because I believe it's about balance. And I had a hard time with that before. Hard time because you're constantly like, you don't want to miss something. You don't want to lose something. You don't, you feel like you have to be there 24/7. Well, you don't, as long as you have those expectations. So, and I do prospecting. I do team calls, with my team. And then I have my runners, I just divide my time. Am I perfect at it? Nope. Life happens, right? Life happens.
Yes. This is really about like the art of connecting. And I have someone in mind, like the loyal listener, Eric M, you know who you are. But let me just go deeper into what you said about connecting, right? Another big part of was leaving the audio message. I didn't know who it is. It was like you left an audio message first, I did. But you were in Cancun. You were telling me where you were. Like what you should, because I was talking to Eric about like building relationships, how relationship is built online, right? Like you knew about my kids playing baseball. I clicked on your profile, immediately knew like you're in travel. But another thing that's very simple to do, I think the reason we connected was it was your birthday. I sang happy birthday to I sing, if you're on my Facebook list with my friends, I sing happy birthday. And I was just telling people like staying in touch with people. Like even, we're all busy, but at least you're going to hear from me one time a year. If I slack off, it's on your birthday. So I sang happy birthday to Kristy. And then she replied back. She was in Cancun. I left an audio message. She left an audio message. She told me about her daughter. And then they say we're connected. Right. And that's really how you can build relationships easily on social media. But it goes back to her profile. I'm clicking on her. I see her live videos. Oh, she's a leader. She's doing this. I see her like the days without the makeup, the days with the makeup. You're on stage. You're not on stage. The stuff you're doing. For everyone, anyway, you're listening. Follow Kristy Brandon on social media. We'll let you, give us your handles later. But definitely on Facebook, Kristy Brandon. Transition a little bit. They're totally different topic.
Okay.
You're launching in North America. It's very exciting. But I know when you're launching, there's a lot of things that are not available. Like there's maybe no tools. But talk about the pros and cons and what makes you so excited right now.
Okay. So for the last 5 years, 6 years, I have helped launch 2 companies from the ground up. So when I love this question. Thank you so much.
And by the way, this is an interesting question because like I help launch companies too, but in Asia. I was like American going to Asia, but we have a different perspective of American launching another company in America, which is really, really cool.
It is. And one of them I was launching just in the US. And the other one, it's supposed to be in many countries. It's new. And being in the industry much, you know what tools you need, right? And so I'm like, okay, do we have this yet? Do we have this yet? And again, I'm raw and real. And the leaders of both these companies know that I was like, I'll be a top producer, but I need you to, we need this and this and this. The most refreshing thing. So this company's been around for 13 years, but have really been concentrating on just travel for the last just a little over 8 years. And before I said yes, I said, I need to see your back office. That's why I love this question. I said, I need to see your back office. And I remember that she was like, what? I said, I need to see your back office. I have expectations. I need to know if you meet them. And she was like, hang on. And my jaw dropped. I'm like, oh, I wanted that. Oh, and I go, can you click on reports? And just those things the leader thinks about. Why? Because I rely on reports so I can help my team. And when you have a big team, it can't just be remembering everything. And listen, I'm just going to be raw and real. I'm a woman who's perimenopausal right now. I can't remember things. So reports are important. And so I looked at that and then she started showing me more. She goes, Kristy, we are an established company. We are launching, North America, US, Mexico, Canada. They are giving us every tool we need. And if we don't have it yet, she said, I've asked for things that it's within 24 to 48 hours, it's given. This is a very progressive company. It's one that has, an AI trip planner. No other travel company has that. And to me, I was like, so what does that mean? She's like, put in where you want to go, what you like, what your budget is, how many people, and it's going to curate an entire trip for you day by day by day. I was like, so of course I said, play with it. So she showed me and I'm like, season of travel. And it just, my gut, it filled me. And I was thinking to myself while I was looking at it, even if I wasn't a leader, even if I had no interest in the compensation plan, making money, they've got memberships for people who have no desire to make money. Crazy, but whatever you think. But really like a discount and want to save money, want to save for a vacation, just things like that. I was like, okay. And tools are so important. I don't care what you say. I don't care what company you're with, because they keep things in the front of your mind. When you can open a dashboard and you see a ticker saying you're 85% to your goal, you're this to your goal. That's huge. And so I tell my team, have you looked at your dashboard today? See where we are. And you tell me what percentage you are. Not me going, let me look it up. No, you want to teach them to use all the tools. And this company has everything I need. And if they don't have it, they'll get it. That's it.
Do you ever come across objection? Like, I've never heard of this company before. How do I know it's going to last since it's new? How would you handle that for prospects?
I would say I've heard that a lot before. I mean, just say, you know what? I don't make promises. I just can give you a path. And if you follow the simple steps, you can't lose. But here's the deal. And I tell them, I can't want it more than you. You've got to want it. You've got to know your why. And I know you hear that so many times. What's your why? But it is so important. It's so important. I mean, I still make, if you see my screensaver, I still make, vision boards because I want to put it in my thing. And just so you know, on my vision board, it says, visit every major pro baseball ballpark ever, because that's my husband's dream. And I support him in that. And we're let's go. And I've already booked some. We're going to Toronto. We're going to go to New York. So those are things. So what is your why? Even if it's just to pay a bill. I mean, that's it.
Now you got to come to Southern California. You can go to Petco Park, Angel Stadium, Dodger Stadium, and drive up to San Francisco.
We were just in San Diego in March. We did a tour of the ballpark there, and it was so fun because it was a week before opening game. So they were getting ready.
Oh, wow.
It was so cool to see what they do, how they do it. And the whole time my husband's like, we're a week late, or we're a week early. We're a week early. Why aren't we here? And I'm like, listen, Cub fan. Just relax. I'm from Illinois. He's a Cub fan. I'm a Cardinal fan. We're a divided household. However, it's just, I just love it. I love it.
How do you stay consistent?
I don't always. Again, because life happens. Reminders, alarms, lists, vision boards. But knowing what other people's why, that's how I stay consistent. Knowing what other people want out of this business fuels me. So, how can I help them? And that keeps me consistent. I'm not perfect, and things fall through the cracks. It's one of those because I'm like, okay, and again, it is just about your integrity. And when people see that, you just got to do what you got to do. But staying consistent proves results. You got to keep telling yourself, if you're consistent and contact me. If you're consistent, just smiling at people as they walk by, making someone's day better. I'm very consistent at that because that's always in my mind. Like, oh, they're not smiling. I smile. If they don't smile back, I don't judge, but I'm thinking, ooh, I wonder what they're going through. How can I help?
You've been amazing. We can go on forever, but we got to wrap it up, Kristy. Thank you so much. Before we go, some really quick questions to pick your brain. These could be 1 word, 2 words, or 1 sentence. Make them short. First one is, what is one of your favorite success quotes that motivates you?
Other people's opinions of me are none of my business.
What is one habit that's helped you become successful?
Being raw and real and unapologetically authentic and being a servant leader.
What's the best piece of advice you ever received?
Other people's opinions of me are none of my business. And another quote is, don't look back. You're not going that way.
That's good. What's your favorite prospecting tool? So say someone's interested, a qualified prospect's interested. Do you get on the phone with them? Do you immediately send a Zoom? Or do you send a quick video, company video, or personal video? What do you like to use?
Well, I tell you what, if those who know me and know my communication style, it's either going to be FaceTime, it's going to be a face video, even if my hair is in a bun, or voice. I love that voice because people don't see passion in your typing. And again, I just believe in that. And I want them to do the same. Now, I'll get the, oh, girl, you should see me. I'm like, girl, and I'll take a picture of myself. Let's go. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter where you live, where you came from. It's about what you want to do.
What's your favorite app on your phone that's not a social media app?
Wordboard.
Wordboard, okay. What are 2 or 3 books you could recommend to MLM Nation?
Let Them. I love me some Mel Robbins. There's so many. Worthy. I can't, brain fart. But, she's one of my favorites. She owned It Cosmetics. Now I can't even think of her name, but her. Worthy. Appreciate his book.
And here's the last question, the $1 million question. You ready?
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Imagine you had to start all over again and you knew no one. So didn't know your husband, didn't know your son or daughter. Your contact list was 0. You had 0 Facebook friends, 0. But you had all your current knowledge, skills, and wisdom. What's the first thing you do or the first place you go to find prospects and build a network marketing business from scratch?
Pray first. Continue to be me. Contact those who bring you joy, the ones you see and watch. Social media, it's just where we are today. I see people enjoying their lives. Those are the people I want to be around. And I see those people who are struggling. Those are the people I want to be around.
I love that. People who are joy, who makes you happy. Because it's an easy connection if it makes you happy. As we wrap up, any last words of advice? And then what's the best way our listeners can connect with you, Kristy?
Well, you know what? I know you have my website, you have all the things, and it's Kristy Kelly Brandon on Facebook, Instagram, it's the Kristy Brandon. However, just send me a voice message too. Just connect with me. I am open. I'm an open book pretty much. And if you're ready for a change, period, no matter what, if you're in that season and you're ready to change seasons, contact me. And here's the deal. I'm going to cheer you on no matter what you do, whether you join me or not. I'm going to cheer you on. However, yeah, if you join me, it's going to bring joy. It is. It is. And it's going to be so fun. I've never seen anything like this. And I know that that's cliche. However, in my season, in my knowledge and my experience, good times.
MLM Nation, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And today, you've been hanging out with Kristy Brandon. So keep up the momentum and go to MLMNation.com, click on the podcast tab and the show notes with a summary of this episode, the aha moments, the action steps, and also links to Kristy's social media profiles are right there. Make sure you go follow her and connect with her as well. Hey, in order to be successful in life, in business, and in network marketing, you must help others. So Kristy, thanks again for sharing your valuable time with MLM Nation. We're grateful to you and we appreciate you for having a positive impact on millions of distributors worldwide. Thank you so much again, and God bless you. Hey, MLM Nation, Simon Chan. A great show from Kristy Brandon. Make sure you go to MLMNation.com, click on the podcast tab, go to the show notes page. We have all the detailed summaries there, and most importantly, the links to her profile. Definitely go connect with her and follow her. And I love this episode to talk about connection, right? Relationship building, and how there's a great example of how the relationship is built on social media. And about what you post and the value you give. That's the way I felt I got to know Kristy. That's how she knew about me with my boys and baseball, and it was an instant connection. I think I would go back and listen to that part, especially we talked about talking about things in common, right? People love to talk about things in common. And then also people like to disagree, right? That's the concept. My interaction with her, we didn't disagree. But if she said Southern California is awesome, and I was like, yeah, that's great. Yes, it's the best place. Immediately, I feel connection with her because she likes the place where I live. And I do think Southern California is awesome. But a lot of people think Southern California, I can't stand it. I wish I could live somewhere else. I want to move. Then all of a sudden, that opens a conversation to a good prospect, right? Because with our profession, you basically can live anywhere we want. We can move because we work at home. You're not tied to a job. You can go to Texas. You can go to somewhere else, or whatever state or another country, and build your business. So those are a couple of tips there for connecting with people. And authenticity is so important. I think she mentioned many, many times she was very authentic, that she's not the most consistent person. Right? She talked about the different seasons in life, how sometimes she's a mess. But those are the things that allows people somehow psychologically, we connect with people, we like them better because of that. Right? The excitement. You can see that she's a genuine, excited person. And she's not perfect. She definitely doesn't give the perfect answers, but she's a real person. And then that's what gets people to trust, because ultimately people buy you from, they know you, like you, trust you. A lot of people message me, say, hey, I'm struggling. The scripts are important. And we have those free scripts and guidebooks, on the website. It's for free for you. But ultimately it's you. Right now, I would highly recommend go follow Kristy, go to the MLMNation.com, go to the training hub, and you see how to post on social media, how to be a person people like and trust, because that's the connection. And if you're not on social, I know I'm not the biggest fan of social media, but you need to be on there because that's how people build that connection. Right? People feel they know you, like you, and trust you. You need to be on there. People say, oh, I'm using these words, but click on the profile. Like, that's not someone I would trust. That's not someone. You don't look like someone I would want to join, and that's why you're struggling. So go follow Kristy. Great stuff there. She does live videos. Sometimes she doesn't look her best, but she's just out there. But she's the real person, right? Think about how can you be real, how can you be authentic, and how can you connect better with people, right? Those are the 3 aha moments, and we'll put these in the show notes page as well. So anyway, thank you for listening. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on YouTube. That really helps us. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, or wherever you listen to. It really helps us, especially in this age of network marketing. some recent obstacles, but I know I'm very confident, excited about our profession, but we need all the help we can get. Please subscribe and share this episode with your teams. Hey, that's what I have. I'm Simon Chan. I'm loud and proud to be part of this amazing profession. It's one done for me. Now it's over to you. Make sure you take action on what you learned and go out there and have a positive impact on someone's life. God bless.